That little box of hoses promises to cut your air conditioning bill by 30%. It costs about $60, it clips onto the unit behind your house in 15 minutes, and this August, thousands of folks are ordering one because their last electric bill made them sit down. Today, you're getting a straight answer. Does it work? Who is it actually built for? And what does it quietly do to a $2,000 air conditioner while it saves you pennies? And stay with me because the 30% is real. It just is not in that box. In 1955, it was bolted to the front of almost every house on your street. It costs about $30 a window to put back, and the government's own numbers say it still works better than anything you can order online. Here is how we do things on this channel. We do not fake a backyard test, and we do not read the script off the back of the box. We went through the seller's own demonstration video, frame by frame. We read the engineering, and we read more than 2,000 comments from people who bolted one of these onto their own homes and lived with it through a summer. Their stories beat any lab. If you are new here, this channel digs up the way houses used to work before everything needed a subscription. If that sounds like your kind of thing, the subscribe button costs nothing. To judge this gadget, you only need to understand one thing about your air conditioner, and most people never do. It does not make cold, it moves heat. The half inside your house collects heat from your rooms, and that big humming box outside has exactly one job: dumping that heat into the outdoor air. Now, here is the part that sets your bill. The harder it is to dump that heat, the harder the compressor has to squeeze. And the compressor is the most expensive thing to run in your entire house. When the outdoor unit is baking in afternoon sun, when the fins are packed with dust and cottonwood fluff, when the air around it is already 95 degrees, that compressor strains. Every minute of strain shows up on your bill. So every gadget, every trick, every fix you will ever hear about comes down to one honest question. Does it make dumping heat easier or does it not? Keep that question in your pocket. We are going to use it twice today. Once on the $60 kit and once on the $30 fix your grandfather's house was born with. So what is actually in the box? A length of tubing that connects to a garden spigot, 3 small misting nozzles that clip around the sides of the outdoor unit, a little plastic flapper that sits on top of the fan grill, and a small water filter. When the fan kicks on, the rising air lifts the flapper opens the valve, and a fine mist sprays into the air, being pulled across your coils. And credit where it is due, the idea is real physics. When water evaporates, it soaks up heat. That is why you shiver stepping out of a pool on a breezy day. Cool the incoming air a few degrees and the unit dumps its heat easier. The compressor squeezes less, the meter slows down. It is the same principle as the swamp coolers that keep half of Arizona alive. And big commercial buildings really do run evaporative pre-coolers on their rooftop systems. The pitch is not lying about the physics. That is exactly what makes it such an easy thing to sell. Now for the numbers, and these come straight from a demonstration video published by the very people who sell the kit. So if anything, you would expect them to be generous. Before the mist, the outdoor unit was drawing 4.4 amps, and the air at the vents inside measured just over 53 degrees. After 15 minutes with the mist running, the amp draw read 3.6, and the vent temperature read 52.5. Hear that again. On a 91-degree day in the seller's own test, the air inside the house got half of 1 degree colder. The amp reading did drop, and that part is genuine. But an amp meter on one afternoon is not a monthly bill. Your bill is what that unit drinks across 600 hours of August. And the most liked question under that video asked the one thing the test never did. The same unit measured with the water running and then measured again 10 minutes after the water is shut off. Nobody ever showed that comparison. And 2 more details for the full picture. The noise did not change at all, and the seller says a full day of misting uses about 1 toilet flush of water. But it was never the water bill to worry about. It is what that water leaves behind. A flicker on a meter makes a fine headline. It does not make 30%. But the comment section is where this gets valuable, because a couple thousand real homeowners already ran the experiment for you. An engineer living near Phoenix Mist Country took the kit apart on paper. The tubing and the nozzles are ordinary patio mister parts that sell for under $20. Then he went through the product's own review page and found the same 3 complaints repeating. Mineral scale on the fins, clogged nozzles and failed valves, rust creeping into the cabinet. Another buyer put it plainer. By the end of one summer, his coils were caked white with minerals. And here is the kicker. He was running a whole house water softener. Because when you spray tap water on hot aluminum all day, the water leaves and the minerals stay. Scale on a coil works like a blanket wrapped around the exact fins, whose only job is shedding heat. There is even a tell hiding right in the box. The kit ships with its own anti-calcium filter. It is worth asking why a product needs a filter to protect you from the product. One more, and it matters if you have trees. In pollen season, water plus pollen dries into a glue right on the fins. Now, to be fair, those same comments also hold one honest win, and you will get it straight in the verdict. There is one kind of homeowner this thing genuinely helps. Here it is, if you live somewhere truly dry, West Texas, South Arizona, the higher desert, with soft water, a condenser baking in full sun, and especially an older unit you are just trying to nurse through another season or two, a mister can genuinely take the edge off the worst afternoons. One fellow used one to walk a 33-year-old unit through 2 more brutal summers, turning the water on by hand only when it mattered. It worked. The fins looked rough at the end, and he knew that going in. He was buying time, not saving money. For everyone else, and that is most of the country east of the Rockies, where summer air is already half water, the honest answer stings a little. You will get about half a degree, a slow coat of chalk on a machine that costs thousands to replace, and a bill that looks the same. Quick word before the second half. Everything in today's video, the verdict method, the shade math coming up, the $60 scoreboard, plus a chapter called Help Your AC. Lives in one book, The Passive Cooling Vault. 68 pages. Every method with its real cost, its honest savings, and the climate where it loses. $57 once at oldwaysrestored.com. And if it is not useful to your house, reply to any email and we refund it without argument. You keep the book, link below. So, where is the 30%? It exists, the Department of Energy has measured it, but it was never coming out of a hose. In 1955, it hung over the windows of nearly every house in America, and taking it down is half the reason your bill looks the way it does. Stay with me. Any house built before air conditioning got cheap still tells the story. Metal awnings over the south windows, a deep porch on the west side, shade trees planted where they would matter 40 years later. None of that was decoration. Before about 1960, keeping a house livable in August was a design problem. And the design rule was simple. Stop the heat outside the glass. Because once sunlight comes through a window, it turns into heat you cannot easily get back out. Photographs of any main street from the 50s show it everywhere. Awnings on the houses, awnings on the shops. Striped canvas as far as you can see. That was not fashion, that was the cooling system. Then compressors got cheap and the thinking flipped. Why stop heat when a machine can fight it? The awnings came down, the porches shrank. Whole neighborhoods went up with bare west-facing glass, which means today, in millions of homes, the air conditioner spends every afternoon fighting heat we practically invited through the window. And we pay the compressor for every round of that fight. Your grandfather's house did not have a lower cooling bill because people were tougher back then. It had a lower bill because the house itself was doing a job we have since handed to the most expensive appliance we own. Putting that job back costs about $30 a window. Here is what the numbers say, and these are named sources you can check yourself. The Department of Energy reports that a window awning cuts solar heat gain by up to 65% on south-facing windows and up to 77% on west-facing ones. 77% of the afternoon heat load on your worst windows stopped before it ever touches the glass. And a University of Minnesota study, fair warning, it was funded by the awning industry. So weigh it accordingly. Measured awnings cutting annual cooling energy by 20 to 30% on unshaded homes in hot climates. There is your 30%, not in a box. Over your windows. Now, a full set of fabric awnings can run real money, no argument there, but the principle does not care what the shade is made of, and the modern budget version is snap-on exterior solar mesh. It sells pre-cut, roughly $25 to $50 a window depending on size, or a simple shade sale from the hardware store starting around $30. The rule is what matters. The shade has to be outside the glass. Curtains and blinds fight the heat after it is already in your living room. Exterior shade stops it at the door. The west windows carry the brutal afternoon load, so that is where the money is. Then the south. 2 or 3 windows is usually the whole job, and shade earns its keep over the machine itself too. One of the most liked comments under the seller's own video says it flat out. Shielding the unit from direct sun beats almost any gadget as long as air can still move freely around it. A panel of corrugated roofing above it, an awning, even a patio umbrella. One commenter's father ran an umbrella over his unit and hosed the coils out every spring, and that unit lasted 22 years. And because on this channel we always tell you where a fix loses. Fixed awnings block winter sun too, and in a cold state that free winter heat is worth keeping, which is exactly why removable panels and retractable styles exist. Some homeowner associations have opinions about what hangs on windows, which is worth knowing early. And mesh panels are the kind of thing that comes down ahead of a serious storm. And shade only fixes what comes through the glass. It will not patch leaky ductwork, and it will not save a compressor that is already dying. No single fix does everything. This one simply attacks the biggest number on the list for the least money. So here is what the misting kit's $60 buys instead, and why it wins on every line. The first 30 goes to shade. One snap-on mesh panel or a small shade sail over the worst west window, and that is the Department of Energy's 65 to 77% of solar gain, handled right where the afternoon hits hardest. The next line is free. A clean condenser. Homeowners who keep those outdoor coils rinsed every spring power off at the little grey disconnect box first. A plain garden hose working from the inside out until the water runs clear are getting the real version of everything the mister pretends to sell. No chalk, no valves, 10 minutes a year. The last $10 is a fresh pleated filter, because the Department of Energy says a clogged filter can waste 5 to 15% of an air conditioner's energy, and a filter that daylight cannot pass through is costing money this minute. Added up, that is the same $50 or $60 as the misting kit, except the government's numbers say this stack actually moves the bill, and none of it sprays minerals onto a machine that costs 4 figures to replace. The air conditioner finally gets a fair fight. Shaded windows, clean coils, a filter it can breathe through. Let us put the whole thing on one shelf, the $60 mister. Real physics, half a degree in the seller's own test, and a genuine niche. Dry air, soft water, full sun, an old unit being nursed along, water switched on by hand only on the worst days, coils rinsed every spring. If that is you, fine, eyes open. Everyone else, skip it. The $30 fix. Exterior shade on the west and south glass, the thing 1950s houses wore as standard equipment, backed by Department of Energy numbers and doing its work before the heat ever gets inside. Then the free coil wash and the $10 filter to finish the job. Now tell me 2 things in the comments: your state and whether your summers run humid or dry. Because whether that misting kit has any prayer at your house depends almost entirely on your air, and folks in Arizona and folks in Georgia are living in 2 different worlds. I read every one. If you want all of this on paper, that is the Passive Cooling Vault. 68 pages, $57 once at alwaysrestored.com, refunded without argument if it does not earn its keep at your house. And for the one question this video could not answer, whether tonight's air at your house is dry enough to cool with a fan instead of the compressor, there is the Fan Country test. Free 2 minutes, link in the description. We have already shown you why that bill got so high in the first place, and there is one more old fix on your screen that your house is probably missing. The folks who built these houses knew things we are only just starting to remember.